So I want to welcome everybody again. My name is BJ Hensel. I'm the assistant principal for the class of 2022. And we're excited to have reached this point in the school year. It's the year 2022. So the year that, when you guys all started off in kindergarten, pre-K, whenever you joined Upper Darby School District and you thought about being part of the graduating class of 2022, well, it's here. And we only have a few short months here, 6 months to go, till we're hopefully all together walking our graduates across the stage and celebrating their accomplishments of completing secondary school. So want to welcome everybody. I have some folks here who are helping me out. I'll introduce first off, and then I'm going to throw it to him in a moment here. But I do have, actually I'll start with, I have Mr. Bendit here, who's the assistant principal of the class of 2023. So he's going to be here helping out. Ms. Palladino, who's the assistant principal of climate and culture here at the high school, helping out. One of our guests that we have is Emmy Catchell, who's representing Balfour, who will be talking about caps and gowns as we move through the presentation. And now I'm going to hand it off to Mr. John Snow, who has been a math teacher in the district and in the high school for a good amount of time, but is now the scholarship committee chair and is going to be talking to us about how students can apply for the many different scholarships that we offer just to Upper Darby students here. So with that, I'm going to hand it off to you, Mr. Snow. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hensel. It's great to be here with all you guys. I am the co-chair of the Upper Darby Scholarship Committee, and I'm here to try and explain a little bit more about the scholarship program, some of the history, and just kind of talk you a little bit through the application process. Mr. Hensel is going to help you out with that in a little bit. So I'll start off with a little history. It started way back in 1922, so this is the 100th year of our scholarship committee, and our scholarships get just showing all the excellence in this district. The first scholarship was the Union Sunday School Scholarship, which was valued at $400, which back then was probably 2 years of college. So that's pretty impressive. Last year, we gave away over 180 scholarships at a value of $400,000, actually more than $400,000. And we're hoping to do the same this year, if not more. So we're looking forward to that. But the program is really not all about the money. It's more about the spirit of Upper Darby, the people that donate their money and their time to the district, and really about the students to reward them for all the excellence in character and what they've done throughout their 4 years or 12 years, however many years they've been in the district. So that's kind of our goal. There is a little bit for everyone in this scholarship, so please, make sure you read through every single scholarship that's offered. As I said, 180 scholarships, it's a lot of things to look through, little snippets. So read through them because we've got ones that are available for scholars, athletes, musicians, aspiring educators, entrepreneurs, leaders, math students, history buffs, scientists, you name it. Technology, we've got a scholarship for pretty much anybody out there. So please make sure you take a look at those things and just kind of peruse and be very careful while you're going through them. Other things from me, the committee is going to deliberate from February through April, a few hours every week at least. On the committee, my other people on the committee with me are, of course, Mr. Hensel and your three counselors, Ms. Morris, Mr. Haynes, and Ms. Dawson. And then we've got some other representatives from other parts of the high school, Ms. Diamond from Science Department, Mr. Niagara from the English Department, Ms. Alderossi from World Language. I'm the representative from the Math Department, and Mrs. McDonald is the representative for the Social Studies Department. She is the co-chair. So we're going to go through. I'm going to throw this back to Mr. Hensel in just a second, and he's going to talk about the scholarship application itself, what you need to do. A couple more things. Remember, the deadline is the 27th of January at 3 p.m. No later. We will not have any exceptions. It has to be into us by that time and date, please. So make sure you get that done. I look forward to reading about every one of your accolades, and I can't wait to sit and talk about you guys for hours and hours on end. Back to you, Mr. Hansel.
Just one other thing that I noticed on this slide before I move on is that the application does need to be typed or use black ink. We're basically doing everything digitally. You're going to see I'm about to get into that. And then lastly, there is a financial need component to some of the scholarships. And for that, as it says here, you would need your adjusted gross income for that's it for 2020. Moving on, this is how to complete the application. So there's going to be, after this slide, there's going to be 3 different QR codes to enable you to jump in and get to the application and some other resources that are there, like the list of scholarships, et cetera. They do ask for a picture. So pick an appropriate one, as is mentioned in the video. It does need to be emailed to the counselor, as we've already hit on. And this is a video that we have that was put together by our P through Z counselor, Ms. Dawson. And the great part is it's going to walk you straight through. Go here, do this, do that. The first screen that's going to come up is going to sit kind of for a little while. It's going to be where you make a copy to your Google Docs to begin the application process. But this is going to take you through everything. And again, we're going to be sharing this presentation, this video that we're filming right now, and all of these resources individually through Schoology and through some home access emails so that all the parents and students will all have access to this. So after this slide, I'll show you the QR codes, and they'll be up for a minute if you want to take a picture of them. Again, they'll be shared. But right now, I'm going to put you into the video of how to complete the scholarship application.
Hello seniors, welcome to the Scholarship 2022 application process. When you use the URL or click the link for the 2022 UDHS scholarship, this is what it'll bring you to. It's similar to the release of records, which everyone probably has done if you're applying for an application. So same thing as before, we're going to click make a copy. It's going to bring you to the actual application. Up here for copy, the name, instead of saying copy of, I want you to put your last name, comma, first name, dash, leave this part. The next step is to read through the fine print, what you're going to need to provide, how the applications work. Below is the due date. It's due to your counselor by 3 p.m. on Thursday, January 27th, no exceptions. You can email it to your counselor, you can share this with them, or you can print it out and share it with them if you want rather write your application with black ink, or you can send a picture of it. It just needs to be to your counselor by 3 p.m. Hand it to them. Please don't lose it or leave it in their mailbox. The next step is putting your picture. Please put an appropriate picture. It can be a selfie, just make sure it's appropriate. The entire scholarship committee will be looking at this. The next step is filling out your personal information. If you'd rather put your picture here, you can totally do that. Make sure you put your last name, first name, middle initial. There will be text boxes in all the spots that you need to fill in. This is where you put all the different schools you've attended for each grade. If it hasn't been Upper Darby, your career choice, your major, schools that you've applied to, if you've decided to go or you've heard from them. Ooh. And then down here is where you put all of the numbers for the scholarships of which you're applying. So each scholarship is associated with a number. You're going to put that number below for the ones you wish to apply for. The blue link here is actually will lead you to the other QR code that I created for the descriptions of each scholarship. Then the last page for just the scholarship application is entering in all the different grades you've received, different awards, other awards that you've been given. If you've participated in any different activities, clubs, you're going to fill all of this out. Make sure you put your last name, first name, and then share it with your counselor. You can give them editing rights or not. Just make sure you send it to them, or you can print it out and give it to them. Same thing of making a copy in the beginning for the financial need portion. You do not need to submit the financial need application if you don't want to, but some of the scholarships are based on financial need as well. So if you're applying for those specific scholarships, make sure you complete right here. It says the financial need form. only if it's a condition of which one you're submitting. Make sure you're using the income of 2020, the tax return for your family. If you have questions, make sure you ask your counselor. Good luck, guys.
Okay, so one of the things that I just want to point out here is that every student can apply for multiple scholarships. However, when we go through these, when the committee goes through them, not each student, but a student, an individual student will only be able to be assigned to one of the monetary scholarships. So we're really looking at trying to take the money that's here and spread it around and celebrate as many people in the class as we possibly can. The next slide is going to have the QR code. So I want to leave this up for a moment here because you may want to take a screenshot of this. You may just want to take a picture on your phone at the moment of these couple of things. So I just want to leave them here for 1 second. But as you can see, this is the QR code for the application. The descriptions of the actual scholarships. So as you heard her say, Ms. Dawson say, you can put the numbers of the scholarships that are applicable to you. So there are going to be things that might not be applicable to you. For example, there might be a scholarship for a specific school that you're not applying to and not interested in going to. So that wouldn't be one of the numbers that you would put, but you can put multiple numbers at the bottom of that application form of any of the scholarships that you believe apply to you and your history here and your future of where you're going to go. One of the scholarships that has been there is a horticulture scholarship. And it was for a teacher who was a teacher here, Mr. Norton, who was my mentor for years. And the scholarship is based on either moving into a career in horticulture or moving into a career in education. If you're not interested in either of those career paths and telling us on your application, this is what I'm going to do and this is how this scholarship is applicable to me, then most likely, right, you're not going to be a high candidate for consideration for that particular scholarship. So, Mr. Snow, before I move forward, did you have anything to add there?
Just apply for more than one. Just make sure you look at them all. Don't circle all of them, of course, because some are for ladies and some for gentlemen. Some are mixed. Some are for people in need. Some are people that are just scholars. So make sure you read them, but definitely don't just say, "Hey, I'm gearing on this. I want the Mendenhall Tyson, so I'm not going to circle anything else." Please make sure you check out all the different scholarships and circle at least 7 or 8. That's about it, though.
Great recommendation there for a number, 7 or 8 of them. This slide pretty much covers a lot of the things that we've kind of talked about and tried to repeat. Again, be mindful of that deadline, January 27th. Read through all these scholarships and apply for multiple of them. As Mr. Snow said, I like that 7 or 8 number there. And just realize again that if you're not going to complete the financial need application, then you won't be considered for the scholarships that might be based on financial need. So you'll have to look at that and filter through those. And if there are ones that you're interested with that area, then you'll have to do the additional step of completing the financial aid piece of the application. Again, deadline is January 27th by 3 p.m. to your counselor. Best of luck in getting, all the great scholarships that we have to offer and land in one of these. With that, we're going to transition into our cap and gown information. So I'd like to welcome Emmy, who is again here from Balfour, who works with the school district in terms of ordering caps, gowns. We're talking about NHS stoles and the stoles for all the other students and putting together all these orders. We, as you know, in some of my communications, we're ordering the diplomas already. And one of the things that we really want to do ahead of time that we learned last year, and especially over the past year with supply, is at times those things can get held up. So we really want you to get these orders in as quick as possible so that we can place the order and not have any problems to move forward. So Emmy's going to walk us through that. So Emmy, thank you. Welcome.
Thank you. So my part is the fun part, the celebration part, where we get to take the photo, and all of these 4 years of hard work actually comes down to that day where you're, putting on your cap and gown, and you've got grandparents and parents there able to celebrate all of your accomplishments for the past 4 years. So if you would like to write down everything that is for offering, is right here at https www.buildagrad.com, and you have your own specific portal at UDHS. So you have different kinds of caps and gown options. You may have someone in the family that has a cap and gown from a prior year. You are welcome, to wear that cap and gown. I don't know how old it is in your stock. The color may be slightly different. I get the question all the time. That's totally up to you if you would like to, dust it off and be able to use that for the graduation. If you want to just order a tassel, you can do that. But on the order for on-time cap and gown items, the site is open this evening, and it'll be available until March 1st. That is our first grouping. So I strongly encourage all of you parents to please go on, place your order early. After March 1st, from March 2nd until April 1st, there is a late fee that's going to be applied. And the late fee really is to make sure that we get the material to the school in a shipping amount of time, because at that point, April 1st, our plants are full throttle, ready to go, but we are very, very busy. So we have only a short amount of time to make that happen from April 1st to get the product to the school. All orders are going to be shipped to the school. They will all be labeled with the student's name on it. They will all come in alphabetical order. And all of the orders will be handed out with the school's approval. So that has nothing to do with me. Once you purchase the item, it will be shipped directly to school. So this is just a quick screenshot of what the ordering site will look like. It has the Upper Darby High School at the top. Exactly what I just went through a few of the dates. The website opening is open now until March 1st, and the late registration will start March 2nd and promptly end on the 1st. So please don't be that student that calls me on April 2nd looking to purchase a gown. The site will not be open then. So if you were to hit continue on this, it will outline for you all of the different kinds of pricing details. So the first offering, if you want the entire package, the cap, the gown, the tassel, and the stole, is $39 per student. If you want the tassel only, that will be $10. If you want the cap only, that will be $10. If you want the cap and the tassel only, that will be $20. If you want the stole only, that will be $12. So after that, if you place your order again after the March 2nd time frame, there is a late fee that has been added to the prices. So again, they will be purchased through the website and sent directly to the school. So like I said, the site is open now. You can order early to reserve your gown. So in addition to this, I wanted to just call your attention to the balfour.com site. If you're looking for gifts or ideas for graduation, you might want to visit the balfour.com. I should have added an additional slide when I do this again next time. The yearbook is also available at the balfour.com on Upper Darby. You just put in your Upper Darby school name. You can purchase your senior or any other student for that matter, the yearbook. And there's also senior paraphernalia on there for them as well. So if you're looking for picture frames or different kinds of jewelry, we have our rings, we have our necklaces. There's all different kinds of pens and spirit wear and things like that. So it's two different sites that you would want to visit. The first one is going to be for the purchase of the gown, and the second would be for your senior items. Okay. So if you have any additional questions, I'm free. The first slide had my contact information. Feel free to contact me. I've helped a lot of you throughout the years. So just let me know how I can get you to the finish line. And congrats, let's celebrate.
So I just want to thank everybody for being here to be a participant. Again, we're going to move on to questions for those of you who are able to attend virtually tonight. But we will still be able to take questions, on all of this stuff as we move forward. Your counselor is a great resource. I'm a great resource. Emmy has shared with you guys her contact information. And again, you will have access to all of the information that's in the slideshow. Following this, I know that I had asked you to maybe take a picture, and Emmy had said, like, jot this down. But this whole slideshow and video is going to be going out for you guys to access anytime you want. We'll post it on Schoology. We'll make it available to you. It'll go out in subsequent communications from me. So I'm going to stop recording here, but I just really appreciate your guys' time to be here, and we'll give you guys the opportunity to ask some questions. So thank you so much.